Nation of Fitin10, welcome to day 38, 3 days into week 6. And of course, next week we are going to run your third scan. Yes, that's right. We're already heading into that third scan, our second mini goal check-in. So make sure you stay on top of all of your challenge pillars, your exercise, your eating, and of course your accountability is going to help with these two other things, especially your eating. More of your feedback, so let's get into it. Question here: are there foods that can help with brain health? I need to start thinking of this as I age. Both my parents had dementia and as they became elderly. Neurological diseases like dementia, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, Huntington's, all of these diseases are becoming more and more prevalent, which is interesting. I'm not sure why, but they are. And so let's go into some foods and some supplementation that's going to help with this. Now, generally, I would like you to pay attention to your diet. This should be the foundation of your health, essentially. At least in terms of what we're putting into our body, we've got to pay attention to the foods. But sometimes supplementation can be very handy, especially when we're looking for more concentrated forms of these compounds, whatever they may be. So let's get into some of the foods that can make a big difference. And this is by no means an exhaustive list. Berries. So berries are very, very high in antioxidants, in particular strawberries, blueberries, and blackberries. And these antioxidants are going to be very, very important at preventing degradation of our brain cells. Number 2, whole eggs. I cannot stress whole eggs enough because they are so high in a lot of micronutrients. In particular, B6, B12, and folic acid or folate. It's also high in choline. Okay, and choline is very, very important because it helps in the production of acetylcholine, which is an essential neurotransmitter for the brain and the nervous system. Okay, and this is important. Acetylcholine plays a role in memory, in movement, and in our moods. So you want to make sure that you get enough whole eggs in your diet. In particular, when we say whole eggs, I'm really speaking about the yolk. The yolk is where all the nutrition is. Yes, it contains the fat, and that is okay. We need some fat. So get in your whole eggs, unless you have some sort of allergy to them. Number 3, avocado. Okay, avocado again is very high in folate and not just folate. It's very high in both folate and vitamin K2. And these are both important in improving cognitive brain function, as well as improving your overall concentration and memory. Number 4, specifically Pacific Chinook salmon. Salmon in general, but Pacific Chinook salmon has tends to have higher levels of fats. And these fats, these omega-3 fatty acids in particular, are very important at strengthening the cell membranes of all the cells in our body, not just our brain cells, but all the cells in the human body. And I'm going to stress fish oil here, not omega-3s that you get from, let's say, certain seeds like flaxseed, because we cannot get the EPA or DHA from there because we don't have the enzymes. We don't possess the enzymes to let that happen. So while you can get omega-3s from plant versions, we don't get those active ingredients, the EPA and the DHA. So we need to get these from an animal source. Number 5, turmeric. Okay, now turmeric increases the oxygen uptake, and this is going to help with feeling more alert and being able to maintain our focus. Number 6, rosemary. So rosemary contains carnosic acid, Okay, this is an antioxidant that basically guards against chemical free radicals that lead to the degeneration of the brain. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about, there's many other foods, by the way, but I'm going to talk about a few supplements here, and two of these I've mentioned before, but in particular I'm going to mention them again. And I know I already mentioned salmon, but fish oil. I carry the strongest or the most concentrated version of fish oil that I can find. And this fish oil is also sourced from small fish, in particular sardines and mackerel. So a very, very high quality fish oil. I would highly recommend that you take it. The other thing I'm going to highly recommend is vitamin D3 and K2. Okay, so as I mentioned before, the fish oil is important for maintenance of the cell membrane of the cells in the brain, all cells in the body, but again, we want to protect that brain. So we're going to talk about brain cells in particular here. But also vitamin D3 and K2. Okay, D3 and K2 both improve cognitive performance and significantly improve our attention span and memory. So the D3 and the K2, and there's many other health benefits that you get from those, and it's another super cheap supplement. It's not very expensive. I sell this as well. I sell these together. I'm going to highly recommend that you take that, or you supplement with it, excuse me. Number 3, I don't carry this, but it's another really great supplement. Ginkgo Biloba. You may have heard of it. This increases blood flow to the brain. Okay, and this has been around for quite some time and has been known to improve both memory and cognitive speed. And finally, I'm going to talk about ginseng here. Ginseng, I'm sure you've all heard about ginseng. It's been around for centuries. And it's known to prevent neurological damage from diseases such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and Huntington's. And this is really important, not so much in terms of preventing these diseases, but at least slowing them down should you have the genetic predisposition to these things. Or what other factors we have in the environment that are going to cause these types of illnesses. Okay, and I'm going to leave it there. There's some other things I'll mention, I think, in a video tomorrow about brain health, some more supplementation here. Okay, message of the day. Let's get to it. On this day 38, another one of my favorites here, action beats anxiety, motion beats meditation, work beats worry. Essentially, doing is what we need to be doing. It's great to meditate. It's great to do some of these things that do have some stress relieving benefits. But ultimately, getting down to it and doing it, getting down to the nitty gritty, especially in this challenge, doing or fulfilling all the pieces of this challenge is really what is going to help you to improve and is really what's going to allow you to see progression, right? It's about doing these things. It's great to think about them, but we've got to do them. So I'll say it again. Action beats anxiety, action beats anxiety, motion beats meditation, and work beats worry. Positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, for the love of God, give some gratitude, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. See you guys.